Hey everybody, how's it going? For today's video, I'm proud to present an up-close and personal in-depth look and drive with the recently refreshed 2015 Toyota Yaris SE Liftback. We'll start it up, show the engine, get an exhaust clipping of the performance data, take it on a thorough road test and compare both the automatic and manual transmissions, and show you many of the unique aspects of both the interior as well as exterior. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in, start her up, and let her run. This exterior color is known as absolutely red and comes with a standard black cloth interior. The SE actually has unique bucket seats up front that are a little bit more aggressive and sporty than the standard set, offering more lateral support, unique ridges down the middle, and just add a bit of visual pizzazz to the interior along with the other SE exclusive elements. The Yaris SE features sport-tuned electrically assisted rack and pinion steering and a unique flat-bottom 3-spoke leather-wrapped steering wheel with color accent stitching and heavy grip bolsters up top. I like the detailing with the stitching, not to mention the gloss black spokes. Your radio controls are located to the left-hand side. The Yaris can be had with two different transmissions, either a 5-speed manual seen in the blue tester featured in the video, or this particular model's 4-speed automatic. Now, a 4-speed automatic is definitely pretty antiquated in terms of 2015 standards, but it does its job well. It's not the best performing transmission out there, but it works. The 5-speed gets a little bit of a revised design with the hydraulic clutch, so it's a little bit smoother for 2015, and definitely delivers a lot of extra driving fun. And so, we're going to flip on the projector, LED accented headlamps, fog lamps, and the hazards. The driver's side window is automatic down. And we'll go ahead and check out the exterior. The Toyota Yaris receives a thorough refresh for the 2015 model year to enhance exterior styling, interior refinement, and overall drive and enjoyment. As before, the Yaris is available in 3 trim levels, L, LE, and the Sporty SE, in addition to 2 body styles, a 3-door and 5-door, the latter of which, known as the Liftback, is what we'll focus on for the duration of this video. The first thing you'll notice is the all-new and far more dynamic styling, especially in the SE. Overall length increases by around 2 inches, complemented by a lower windshield angle, shorter overhangs, and wider wheels that have been pushed out to the corners. While it doesn't necessarily have the high performance to back up its looks, the Yaris now has some serious attitude. The front and rear fascias are far more curvaceous, aggressive, and exciting to look at. The front sports a wider mouth grille and forms a distinct X when combined with the chrome highlighted upper portion, which, if you look closely, visually extends into the headlamp housings for a bit of extra detail. Chrome accented fog lamps are available, recessed into the outer edges of the fascia in a black housing. Other changes include larger front quarter windows for improved visibility and the rear fascia, complementing the curves of the front nicely and incorporating a backup lamp. The front and rear lighting elements are all new and look more modern with their horizontal design elements. Additional underbody components and redesigned side view mirrors also help make the car more aerodynamic, while noticeably reducing wind noise, thanks to a slippery drag coefficient of just 0.29. Opting for the SE adds a black front grille with glossy piano black accenting, replacing the chrome strip on the LE model, or the satin black trim on the base L. You have projector type LED accented headlamps with LED daytime running lamps, gloss black belt line across the sides, a rear spoiler, and unique alloy wheels. Standard on the Yaris L are 15-inch steel wheels with silver hubcaps, while the LE gains 15-inch alloys. Both of those wheels are wrapped in 175/65 all-season tires. For added handling and extra flair, the SE gets larger 16-inch black and machined alloy wheels with wider 195/50 tires, allowing the Yaris to hold around 0.8 G of lateral acceleration. The SE also receives a larger and more efficient braking package. On the L and LE, there are 10-inch internally ventilated front discs with 7.87-inch drum brakes in the rear. The SE, however, gets larger 10.8-inch vented front discs and 10.2-inch solid discs in the rear that can bring the car to a stop from 60 miles an hour in a little over 120 feet. The rear discs offer better resistance to fade after repeated use due to their enhanced cooling for those who appreciate the sporting benefits. Underneath, there's an independent McPherson strut suspension in front with stabilizer bar and a simple torsion beam out back. Toyota did stiffen the Yaris' structure up quite a bit with additional spot welds and other measures throughout. They also retuned the suspension. Together, it makes the 2015 Yaris a rather responsive and agile-feeling car. It also rides surprisingly good. In other words, it doesn't necessarily drive like an economy car. Of course, it doesn't weigh that much. 2015's actually shed 44 pounds, so when equipped with the manual transmission, it's quite sprightly. Urban consumers should appreciate the car's agility and small size, making it easy to toss around and maneuver in tight areas. Overall length is 155.5 inches, with a width of 66.7 inches and a height of 59.4 inches, riding on a 98.8-inch wheelbase. Curb weight for the manual transmission is 2,315 pounds, with the automatic being 20 pounds heavier. Underneath the hood, the thoroughly refreshed Yaris is a bit less revolutionary. It soldiers on with an all-aluminum 1.5-liter 4-cylinder, unchanged for the 2015 model year, which, depending on how you look at it, is kind of the car's Achilles heel. The engine and drivetrain has been around at least since the North American market debuted back in 2007, so compared to the latest competition that's just being refreshed or redesigned, it's kind of outdated. This is one of those cases where it does still do its job well though. It's been around for a while and it's a very reliable and durable setup that delivers great fuel economy, even though more modern power plants still eclipse it in overall fuel economy and power. It features 4 valves per cylinder, dual overhead cams, variable valve timing, in addition to multi-port fuel injection and a 10.54:1 compression ratio. It develops a frugal 106 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 103 pound-feet of torque at 4,200 RPM. This allows the Yaris to accelerate to 60 miles an hour in just under 9 seconds when equipped with the manual, or just a hair over 10 seconds with the automatic. Top speed is around 115 miles an hour or 108 miles an hour for the manual and automatic respectively. The engine definitely sounds like it works a lot harder with the automatic, especially if you have to downshift and passing on the highway or something like that. Keep in mind, the dated 4-speed auto does hinder your ability to extract all of the engine's usable power, unless you're strictly going for convenience or will be doing a lot of city center driving where it's just kind of a chore to shift it yourself. The manual will offer a much more rewarding and relatively fun driving experience. As far as fuel economy, it's pretty much the same between both transmissions. It's certified as an ultra-low emissions vehicle, has an 11.1 gallon holding tank, and runs on regular 87 octane, so it's cheap to fill up. EPA estimated fuel economy ratings for the manual range between 30 miles to a gallon in the city and 37 on the highway, with an average of 33 miles to a gallon. The automatic loses 1 mile to a gallon in the highway rating and the overall average. The interior of the 2015 Yaris is a quieter environment than before, as Toyota implemented a number of additional measures to reduce noise, vibrations, and harshness, things like an acoustic windshield and more sound-absorbing material throughout. Underneath the car, rocker panel protectors, asphalt shields for the floor panel, and silencers for the floor tunnel further help reduce noise from the road. At normal cruising speed, you'll notice that engine noise has been subdued a bit thanks to new underhood insulators. If that's not enough, foam-type sound insulation was injected into hollow structural spaces to form a barrier to outside noise. Aiding in comfort, the air conditioner system flows 50% more air while reducing noise compared to last year. While the overall design is a few years old, it too has been restyled a good bit for 2015. The biggest quality improvement is the liberal use of padded material across the doors, dash, and armrests, with less glaring plastic for a more upscale appearance. More high-gloss black trim decorates the interior of the SE, along with unique sports seats, instrument cluster, and leather wrapping for the steering wheel and gear selector. Like I said, the seats that you see here come specifically with the SE package. They have more lateral support up top and down below to really keep you nice and gripped in. Toyota claims that at least the front seats have been resculpted a bit to yield more comfort and support, and they're definitely nice for this particular class. They offer full manual adjustment and height adjustment for the driver's seat. One comfort area that it's lacking pretty significantly, I think, is the fact that it doesn't have a telescoping steering wheel. It is tilting, but the adjustments are limited. It also doesn't have any additional manual lumbar support or anything like that, but the lower back support's pretty good just the way the seats are designed, so that's really not really a big deal, I don't think. Down below, you do have optional floor mats with the Yaris logo, a standard driver's side knee airbag, and a convenient little pocket to the lower left-hand side of the dash. The gray middle section is wrapped in soft touch material like we talked about earlier, your interior lighting dimmer, power mirrors, another cubby up towards the top, and a very attractive dash overall, slightly resculpted for 2015, finished off with a light gray headliner.
So let's go ahead and see how she sounds. So let's go ahead and shut her up.
Nice solid panels. The car actually rides and drives pretty good. It's fairly agile for what it is. It's not the most sophisticated suspension setup out there, but the SE does receive some extra sport tuning to the steering and the suspension, or at least the front suspension. The back is just a simple torsion beam. But like I said, it's agile. It handles its own pretty well in the corners. It does its job very well. It doesn't pretend to be a sports car or anything like that, just a sportier variant of a Yaris, which is essentially an economy car. Visibility is excellent. It's got plenty of glass all the way around, and even in the back with all three headrests up, you can still see out of that back window just perfectly. I like the quarter windows and the doors right there. The A-pillars are nice and slender, so you can really see what's going on up here quite well, and especially in the back seat, which I'll talk about a little later in the video. The SE, if you were going to go for a Yaris, unless you were just going for pure bargain basement, I mean, well, not bargain basement, but just pure basic economy, I would highly suggest going for the SE model. It just has so much personality to it, and that's why I requested this car to drive this press vehicle for a whole week. The SE has leather wrapping on the steering wheel, on the gear selector. All Yaris models have this in-tune mobile media system. You got the sporty gauge as part of the SE package. Just a nicely put together setup here for not a tremendous amount more money over a base model Yaris. But unlike the base model Yaris, you get so much more. You know, obviously you don't have the option of leather or leatherette seats or anything like that, but you don't really need that in this particular car. It's all about fuel economy and practicality. Someone who buys this car, like we talked about earlier, is going to be more of an urban type person, or someone who's just going to be using it as a daily commuter. It's got pretty decent storage space in the back, a whole lot more practical if you put down the rear seats. There's pretty good back seat room for passengers as well, so you can haul your friends around or take it on a trip, and I mean, it'd be just fine. The one thing that I do wish the car had more of was power. I mean, the 1.5 liter four-cylinder makes around 100 horsepower or so, and especially with the optional 4-speed automatic, it's not fast at all. And I guess I've been used to driving a lot higher horsepower cars lately. I just had a 2015 Mustang GT 6-speed right before this car. I mean, it's just like, come on, let's go. Come on, hamsters, run. But you get used to it after a while, and like I said, if you want something, if you want to buy something for all-out performance or something like that, then get a Scion FRS, or I don't know. I'm just thinking of Toyota products at the moment, but something not this. I'm not knocking on the Yaris or anything like that. Obviously, everything is built for its intended purpose, and if the Yaris was built to be a performance car, then it would be a performance car. It's not a Mustang, it's not a Scion FRS or anything. It's just a all-around good basic economy car. The overall ergonomics are also pretty nice too. I mean, the multimedia system is on the same visual plane as the speedometer cluster, so if you're looking straight ahead and you just glance to the right, you can easily see it without having to search up or down or anything like that. Climate control knobs, equally as easy to use, just 3 main knobs, and it's easily reachable. You don't have to stretch or anything like that. The screen itself is not quite as big as some of Toyota's applications of the Entune system. So in certain light where the sun is casting kind of a glare over the screen, it might be a little harder to see some of the buttons and stuff within the screen itself. But other than that, it's a pretty simple, very straightforward system to get used to.
A 6-speaker audio system comes standard, but you can actually opt for a premium audio system that comes with navigation, a pretty unique feature in the class. The Entune system is standard across all Yaris models, has voice commands, an in-dash CD player, and AM/FM radio.
At the end of the day, the Yaris is a very fun car to pilot around. Even though it has a lack of power and stuff, it doesn't diminish the joy of this car. I think this car is a lot more fun to drive if you did live in this city where you can kind of zoom around corners and things like that instead of just being on the open road all the time. But especially with this flat bottom steering wheel and the grip bolsters up top, it kind of gives you the confidence and inspiration to just go for that corner. Just do it. Do it.
Side curtain airbags, grip handles up top, visors with auxiliary sunshades, and vanity mirrors. Not to mention a manually dimming viewfield mirror and reading lamps up top. I like how these 2 center air vents are kind of sculpted into this hooded portion of the dash right here, and there's no air vent right here. It's obviously located down there, but it's a little storage pocket where you can put a cell phone or something like that. Down below that, you have 3 simple rotary knobs for your climate control, different zones off to the left and front defrost, fan speed and rear defrost in the middle, and temperature off to the far right. Down at the bottom, you have 2 cup holders, a 12-volt power outlet, and your multimedia inputs for your auxiliary and USB. On back, you have more high-gloss black trim, your traction control, emergency brake, and a single cup holder for the rear. As far as the steering wheel, there's not much going on. You have your radio controls off to the left-hand side, your lighting, turn signals, high beams, and your intermittent wipers to the right. Not to mention the SE's unique instrumentation cluster. All in all, that's pretty much it. Go ahead and shut her down. And we'll check out the back seat.
Hopping into the back seat, you'll realize there's actually quite a bit of room back here, at least more than you would expect from its compact dimensions. Just like the front, everything back here feels nice and solid. It's not trimmed out quite as nice as the front. I mean, you don't have the padded portions across the middle or any padding on your armrest. It's more of your basic transportation. The seat style itself is just your traditional bench seat. Again, doesn't have any of the fancy ribbed portions or the color accent stitching like you find on the front, but you can sit 3 people back here, which is nice. I mean, even though you can, especially if you have 3 full-size adults back here, it'll still be a little tight. I could picture like 2 people my size and maybe a child or somebody smaller sitting right here, because while you don't really have a big drivetrain hump right here, it's just the overall width of the vehicle, and putting 3 like full-size sets of shoulders next to each other might be a little bit tight. But you do have 3 adjustable headrests, which is also pretty nice. You can remove them for better visibility if you'd like. You do have grip handles all the way around, a coat hook on the driver's side, storage pocket back here, and a single cup holder down in the bottom.
Overall comfort is pretty good. You don't really sit down or anything like that. It's more of an upright position, like you were sitting at a desk chair or something like that. So you do have a good commanding view over everything of what's going on in front of you. A lot of glass all the way around, so there's excellent visibility. Pretty good padding in the seats as well. There's pretty much little to no lateral support, which is totally fine. There's a lot of give in the lower cushion here, and like the front, the back seat also has a pretty decent amount of lower back support, so it could be comfortable for a traveling car, even if you do have 3 medium-sized people back here. And side curtain airbags all the way around. Everybody's kept nice and safe. So yeah, very functional and simple environment that's pretty accommodating. So let's go and check out the rest of the vehicle.
So obviously the Yaris is classified as a subcompact, so you do have some compact cargo space in the back. I said that it was pretty decent earlier, and it is when you're talking about just the fact that it's a pure hatchback and you could stow taller items. You can easily remove that little privacy cover and then pull on the tabs to fold down the 60/40 split seat. That split seat is now standard on all Yaris trim levels, so it's a pretty nice convenience feature. There's child seat anchors and everything like that, your temporary tires located beneath the trunk floor, and there's illumination. In total, there's around 15.6 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats up. Obviously, a whole lot more when the seats are down.
The passenger seat has the same adjustments as the driver's, only it doesn't have the extra height adjustment. Like we talked about earlier, the passenger side portion of the center dash here is also padded. You have an adjustable air vent over there, 2 storage trays, and a glove box down below. It's also damped, so it opens up nice and slowly. Pretty good amount of space.
The 2015 Yaris may not be the most revolutionary offering in the modern subcompact segment, but it's definitely worth a look if you're wanting something sporty, practical, and fuel efficient with almost guaranteed bulletproof reliability. It's a very simple package, yet very effective overall.
Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2015 Toyota Yaris SE. Be sure to stay tuned next time. There's a lot more where that came from. Take care everybody.